Ladies and gentlemen of the KISS Army, welcome to the second edition of the Collectors Conference. I am your host, Xander, and with me today, I have two very special guests, two very good friends of mine, both hosts of the KISS Army Nation podcast. Please welcome back to the show, Pasquale and Claudio. Gentlemen, thank you so much for being here. It is truly an honor to have you back on the show.
This is going to be a blast, man. I've been looking forward to this all day. I went to work with the kids. I just wanted the day to end. I am ready to go. I am sorry if I'm hyper, but I am. When it comes to collecting, man, I get all excited. So let's go, man. Let's go.
So Xander, so let me just say, man, thanks for thinking of us. You know, this is one of those times when we're really looking forward to do stuff. And if it's not related even to KISS, who cares? We're just amongst friends. And this is going to be awesome, man. Thanks you so much for having us.
I think the last time you guys were on, we were actually talking about not KISS, but we were talking about Is Rock Dead?
Yeah.
And that was, a long time ago. But yeah, that was a really good conversation. And I can't believe it's been that long since I had you guys back on. Yeah. But it's interesting because you very graciously had me on your guys' show here recently, on your guys' Kissmas special, along with Rob and Pat. And we were also talking KISS collecting there. So I think that episode, which if you guys haven't seen it, go back and check out that episode of the KISS Army Nation podcast, because it's kind of like a prerequisite to this episode. And we're just going to be talking about KISS collecting broadly. As KISS collectors ourselves, we're going to be, analytical and insightful, but also just laid back and chill. So for all KISS collectors out there and KISS fans, if you're listening, doesn't matter if you've had a KISS collection for 5 years, 50 years, 10 years, big or small, it doesn't matter. Follow along in the comments, follow along with the discussion, and let us know because, we're just three, like Pasquale said, we're just three KISS nerds talking about KISS collecting. It's going to be super fun. But before we do that, we have to do the KISS Spotlight. We have to talk about KISS's music because, I did a Google search of what merchandise means, and it means goods that can be bought or sold. And I think the music is the first and foremost and the primary form of KISS merch, if you will. So I'm going to go ahead and put Claudio in the hot seat. We're going to talk about the album you've listened to the most or most recently or any sort of KISS media. So Claudio, take it away.
Yeah, and this is kind of related to what we're going to be discussing later on with collecting, because actually I got a couple of items and I wanted to give some time to it, to give some love to what I got. So I've been listening to The Elder and Creatures of the Night. Okay.
Oh,
there's those, special editions because they have a kind of a the song list is different, different order, different sequence. But I've been investing my time in listening to The Elder. That for the longest time we always talked about how much we appreciate this album with time now. Even though the band, doesn't promote so much, what's in it. And Creatures of the Night, well, that's one of my top 5 albums of all time for KISS. So yeah, that's what I've been listening to. Yeah.
That's awesome, man. That's really cool. So when you listen to The Elder, I mean, when did you first hear The Elder? Did you hear it when it first came out, or did you not hear it until way later? When did you first hear The Elder?
Yeah, I first heard it when it came out in 81. Okay. And maybe we can talk about this now or later, but my experience with The Elder was quite different because at that time I was living in Buenos Aires, and the Argentinian version of The Elder came with a different sequence of the songs. So I learned to listen to The Elder in a different way. So then when I was exposed to the American version and all of that, I was kind of shocked. But I just my first take on The Elder and Creatures was when they were released in 81 and 82. Yeah.
That is crazy. What was your opinion of that, going from literally left field to right field, going from just complete 180? I mean, because I wasn't there. I have no idea.
Right.
So what was that like for real?
Well, it was I started listening to KISS in 79 with Dynasty and then Unmasked. And I was digging it, everything. I was so much of a fan at that time that I didn't care that maybe the Elder wasn't sounded as the normal Kiss, because I didn't know the other Kiss. 70s Kiss, to me, I went back in time later on, just to be exposed to even to the original lineup. But I loved it. Everything that was Kiss to me was fantastic at that time. So I didn't do any comparison with the type of music. I would really dig it. Yeah.
That's awesome. All right, Pasquale, what about you, man?
To be honest, I haven't listened to much Kiss since the end of the road. I have an extensive collection of records outside of Kiss, and I've been focusing a lot on that. But just recently, I've been getting back into it. And I've been listening to the complete Kiss collection, the playlist on Spotify. So their entire catalog from beginning to end. I listened to 13 hours of Kiss in my car going back and forth to work. But oddly enough, that playlist doesn't have Sonic Boom, so it's not so complete. And I found it really strange they didn't have Detroit Rock City on the Destroyer album. So that was kind of odd. But if you insist that I choose a record, I've also been listening to Paul Stanley's 1978 solo album.
Oh, beauty.
Okay.
For the past year, we haven't heard much Paul. A little bit about his paintings here and there, and a few pictures here and there, but in terms of performing and nothing. So I've been missing the guy, and I've been listening to a lot of his music, the solo album, Live to Win, watching the videos, to get a bit of my Paul Stanley fix.
That's really good. Yeah, of course it was his birthday recently, so I was kind of joining you there. I listened to all of the 78 solo album, all of Live to Win, the One Live Kiss, and then listened to all of Soul Station. So I just got my Paul Stanley fix right then and there. And you mentioned the ultimate playlist. I made my own playlist on Spotify with all of the Kiss songs because I wanted, Sonic Boom, and I wanted every song, and I even included the soundboards and all of that stuff. Okay. And then just recently made my own separate playlist for just demos, thinking, how many demos are actually on Spotify? Can I get a good, decent playlist? Turns out you can. Because, of course, the Creatures box set, Destroyer box set, you get tons of good stuff. But, no, I like that, Pasquale. Listen to the entire – your spotlight was the entire catalog.
Yeah.
He says all of it. It's the biggest spotlight in the world. It's a star shining bright. Yes, it's the sun for crying out loud.
Absolutely, man.
That is fantastic. So I'll be honest, mine does not measure up to either of yours. Mine is kind of random, honestly. And I was listening to it about an hour before we came on, and I'll get to this later on. But anyway, I've been jamming this Kiss Icon.
Oh, the Icon. Oh, that's good. Yeah.
Yes, and it's funny because when I got this, it was right after the End of the Road tour ended. We were all kind of feeling, kind of bleh about the pay-per-view and some of the things that happened. And so it was kind of a weird time, and I wanted to feel something, right? So I went out and I saw this and bought it. You can see it's a Walmart exclusive. Walmart. So I'll go ahead and just show it because actually it's a pretty neat looking record. The gray and black splatter paint. Yeah. It actually looks pretty nice. I don't really care for colored vinyl. I mean, there's only so much you can do with it. But for some reason, I really like the black and the gray. It makes me think of like Dress to Kill or something like that. But what I didn't realize was apparently this first came out in 2010. Did you guys know about the original CD release?
Yeah.
So I literally just somehow missed this. I noticed on the back it said copyright 2010, 2023. And I was like, 2010? What? Turns out that there was a CD release back then. Yeah. And it actually missed me. So I need to go back and get that. So maybe that'll be on my list at some point to get. But even though it is kind of a random release, I do enjoy it just because it's a nice overview of the 70s. You have songs from, it starts off, you got Strutter, Deuce, Hotter Than Hell, Come On and Love Me, Rock and Roll All Night on side 1. And then side 2 is Detroit Rock City, Beth, Hard Luck Woman, Dr. Love, Love Gun, Christine 16, and I Was Made for Loving You. So it goes from the first album to Dynasty.
It's like a nice mix. It's a nice mix. I love it. Yeah.
Yeah. So, again, very random, but that has been my Kiss Spotlight. I don't usually listen to that record, so it's been nice just to kind of pop that on. But yeah, so there we go. We're already getting into the Kiss collecting side of things. But I want to go ahead and start opening up the conversation a little bit and talk about Kiss collecting last year versus the years prior. So I'm going to start with Pasquale this time. And so I want you to tell us, since you've been a Kiss collector for a long time, how did this last year, 2024, compare to Kiss collecting for you in 2023 or years prior? Were you more or less active, or how would you describe your Kiss collecting habits last year?
Definitely less active, but I'm not sure if it's by choice or by design, because in 2024 there wasn't much Kiss merch coming out to begin with. It was a very slow year, so that was good for my pocketbook. I didn't mind that. But again, since the end of the road, I think Kiss fans have been more retrospective about the band, thinking back, what does the band really mean to me? And I think I could speak for most fans when I say it's really about the music. It's not about the merch. When you get a piece of merchandise, it's like, oh, this is cool, and you put it on a shelf and it collects dust.
Yeah,
we mentioned in on previous episodes of our podcast, Kiss collecting is about memories, right? But you can't experience the merchandise. So it's really about the music. So I bought very little merchandise in 2024, but I haven't stopped buying records in 2024.
Okay.
And I'm thinking, you know what? I didn't buy that many. It's like one or two. But then when I add them up, it's like, oh my God, I went a little crazy. and these bootlegs, they're not like $25. We're talking in Canadian dollars here. It's at least $150 each.
Wow.
It's crazy, But having said that, I'm in Montreal, as most of you know, and I often travel to Plattsburgh and New York State, which is about an hour and a half from here, and I always seem to find Kiss stuff over there. I always come back with T-shirts or something, So when I see something in the wild, though, I just can't walk by and just leave it there. I have to pick it up. But I won't make an active effort to go online on Kiss Online or on eBay and look for stuff and buy stuff. No, if I see something released online, no, I'm sticking to records for now, and that's it. But one final thing, we have a store on the South Shore of Montreal called Blue Notes, and it's closing down. Claudio, you might be interested in this. They are selling Kiss socks. I only have 15 pairs of these because they were. I couldn't let them go.
Those numbers up. Yeah, bump those numbers up.
I couldn't let them go. These things were $1 each.
Oh,
$1
wow.
each. That's like 60 cents. 60 cents US, right? So I bought some. My girlfriend bought me some. My students bought me some. My colleagues bought me some. I have a bag of 15, 20 pairs of Kiss socks.
That's awesome.
So have I slowed down? I'm trying. I really am. But it's stronger than I am. It really
Nobody believes you, man. You always say the same.
I know.
Oh my God.
That is so funny. So you said you're not really buying online. So these records, you're going out and buying them in person as opposed to online?
No, the records are buying online.
Okay, you're buying the records.
No,
you just go looking for merch.
I don't. Yeah, the records.
Okay.
If you want great Kiss records, Todd Raddick of Skeleton Records, fantastic collection, and Brian McKenna, fantastic collection, fantastic prices. These are the two guys I go to for records. If you want something, man, it's them. So I'm always checking their sites almost daily. But now I got to do, now I'm starting to check it out every 2 weeks during payday because I just bought 3 more and it's like, I just can't afford it. They're bigger than I am.
With the exchange rate and the shipping and all of that, it's expensive for us,
A $55 album after shipping cost me $106 Canadian.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
At least.
Yeah.
That is ridiculous.
Yeah.
I feel like shipping costs are definitely starting to hurt, collectors. I feel like they also here in America, they raised the prices on like shipping for posters, like a poster tube.
Yeah.
Because it's so long and irregular, it costs a bunch more. And I'm just wondering, I hope that because we do live in a world where now it's a lot more e-commerce, a lot more shipping. You have lot of live auctions nowadays, and so eBay auctions, eBay listings, and so it's all shipping, and so yeah, right there. I've never had anything like that where the shipping, well, no, I guess I had because I have bought foreign like international stuff, but you're probably buying more from the U.S. than I am from say Japan or Germany. So those exchange rates are going to hit a lot harder.
Oh yeah.
For a record, the shipping is about $27 US. That's a little over 40 Canadian. Wow. 40 for shipping one record, not including the actual record. Imagine that.
This has nothing to do with it. Are they bootlegs or are they original albums or a mix of both? I know you're a bootleg guy.
Yeah, definitely bootlegs. And anything that comes out on Kiss Online, the colored vinyl, I get those. I cannot afford the picture discs. They come out quickly. They sell out quickly, but I'm always in the know, and I know when they're coming out, and I'm there first thing in the morning when they're available. So they've never sold out for me. I just decided not to get them.
Not to buy it.
I can't justify $200 for a picture disc. When years ago they sold the Rock and Roll Over picture disc for $50 US, and now they're going for $200 plus a bundle with a T-shirt. I can't justify that. I can't justify that. The Creatures box set, the Destroyer box set was $200 US, and they're charging the same thing for one picture disc. It's not worth it.
Yeah.
No. I think you're 100% right. I think you're 100% right. I forgot what I had another question in mind, but I forgot what it was. Maybe it'll come back to me. But in the meantime, so Claudio, let's talk about your collecting habits in 2024. So obviously, we can look behind you. You were supposed to be traveling today, and you were going to be in a hotel. But it's nice that we can actually see the.
I'm so happy that I'm here.
Full glory, yes, absolutely.
That's right.
So, what? Go ahead.
No, I was going to say that same as Pask. It's been quiet for me. 2024.
Okay, yeah.
I was expecting a lot of things to be released, but that didn't happen. So I was a little bit disappointed with some of the stuff. Some of the records, they were hitting, the 50th anniversary, and nothing great came out, in my books. And so, in summary, much less active. And I have to say also that after the end of the road, not that I was thinking more about, merchandising and stuff, but I started to kind of devote my time to other bands. I was listening to a lot of, The Damn Truth, which is a Canadian band, The Glorious Sons, Rival Sons, that kind of stuff. And I was trying to explore other stuff. And when I really liked those bands, I was supporting them and buying their records and buying sometimes T-shirts. So yeah, on Kiss, it wasn't. I wasn't really active at all, during 2024 compared to. I don't remember if it was 2022 or 2023 that it was insane. There was stuff coming out all the time, and it broke the account, definitely. But 2024 it was really quiet. Yeah.
Did you happen to get any of the anniversary merchandise that was released for like the first album or Hotter Than Hell, or you didn't get any of that?
No,
okay.
No. I'm kind of special on that, even though as Pask was saying before, even though I know that it's stuff coming out, it really pisses me off. Excuse me for the language, but I don't like when stuff sells out so fast. I'm a big collector and I love picture discs, but at that price I will never buy them. And actually, sometimes you don't even have the chance. I'm working, and sometimes I have 5 or 10 minutes to get on Kiss Online, and I see the stuff the same day it's being released. In 2 hours it's gone, or maybe less. So I say, I cannot allocate time just to be there, trying to catch the stuff when it's 1 minute or 2 minutes on the net. So no. So long story short, I didn't get any of those. No, and I don't like the bundle thing. Honestly, the hoodie and stuff. It's like I feel like I'm being pushed. I'm under pressure to buy something that I couldn't buy at all because it comes with it. So no, I decide not to buy it. I think we had a nice talk with Pask and Kurt on this in one of our episodes. We were talking how I think how bad the strategy is, at least for Kiss Online, and the way the products are structured. But what do we know, right? So the Kiss it's a kingdom, and they know what they do. But I don't think they're favoring fans like us to buy what we would love to buy.
Yeah, I agree. The anniversary bundles really kind of turned me off. Before the bundles, I don't know. I feel like, let's see, which ones did I even get? I got the Revenge 30th anniversary, the Chrome or the Silver. Let's see, that one. And then, yeah, I don't know. I haven't really gotten too many of them just because I think I might have vinyl fatigue where, I started collecting vinyl when in 09, and from 09 to now, it's like I have almost there's a few here and there that I could get, like the originals too, or, I need to buy back You Wanted the Best, You Got the Best. So there's a few, holes, but as far as like all 20 studio albums, all the solo albums, I have 5 copies or more of Paul's solo album. It's like, I have enough. I'm good. I feel like, like you said, Claudio, I feel like I'm being pressured to buy, and not just pressured to buy, but pressured to buy more. And so I feel like when it comes with the anniversary bundle releases, there really isn't much of an incentive to, because it's like, okay, I already have this album on vinyl 3 times over. I already have 100 Kiss shirts. This one isn't even that cool as far as like, I'm going to wear that every day, Yeah. And then, Pasquale, you mentioned it too. The prices are almost equal to that of a box set, which included demos, never before released stuff, all kinds of promo stuff, and replica, posters and all these goodies. And so I feel like unless it's something really, really cool, really, really neat, I don't really feel the need to buy it. Now, I will say I do buy the random stuff and the weird stuff. So they just uploaded the Valentine's Day Kiss Online. And when I saw it at first, I was like, this is stupid. You did a Valentine's Day merch drop, but didn't even do a first album box set? Like, get out of here. That's right.
Exactly.
Like, where's the logic? Yeah. I go scrolling and I see the Valentine's Day cards where Aces says, I've got the rocket, you are the ride. Imagine giving that to your crush in 3rd grade in school. You know what I mean? Like, I was like, all right, I might be buying that. So I got those. But again, it was random, it was silly, it was stupid. Okay, that's fine. But there's just, it almost feels like a copy and paste nowadays, where in 2022, 2023, it was like there was a merch release and it was exciting, it was new, and then everything after that became a copy and paste job where it's like, all right, get your t-shirts, get your mug, get your this or that, and it's like we need those special items to come back. I will say I did like how they used the vintage Lips logo for the Valentine's Day stuff. Mm-hmm. I know that was kind of divided amongst fans. It was like, oh, they're trying to, now my original pin is worthless because they made a repo. And I'm like, no one's going to pay the same for the repro that they would the original.
Exactly.
So that's all good and fine. But I liked how they were leaning into more of that original aesthetic. They were pulling something that only true hardcore fans know. And we're kind of, showing a little bit more love to that. So I want to see more of that in 2025, because when it comes to, and I haven't even answered the question yet, because, you guys know, if you watched my show in 2024, it only ramped up for me. I won't say numbers or anything, but I didn't like double, it wasn't like 100% increase as far as like buying more Kiss stuff, but it was getting there. Like in terms of like 2023, I almost doubled in 2024.
What were you getting? What were you getting? Vinyls?
Everything. Just
and everything.
Merch, vinyl, music, just anything anything I wanted. It was everything. And I feel like it was because there was no tour, right? There was no tickets to buy. There was no hotel. There was no gas and food. So all the money that I was spending to travel to see Kiss was now getting spent on, merchandise.
So you needed to keep your spending at the same level. right?
So
That's what you wanted, right?
As far as January 2025 goes, I'm already outdoing the last 2 years combined.
Oh, no.
Like as far as January, and that's not okay. Don't tell.
Oh, wow.
See, it's a good thing Daphne's out tonight and she's with her friend.
But-
Otherwise, she'd be coming to that door. What? No. I feel like, and this is why I had you guys on and I had Rick on for the first one, and I had planned to have many other Kiss fans on talking about this kind of stuff, but I don't know if it's a generational thing where more fans, the older they get, the more they're comfortable with just the stuff they already have as far as their like memories and the personal stuff, and they're willing to let go. As a younger collector, I'm constantly bewildered by the stuff that I see and the stuff that I learn. I feel like when I collect, I'm learning something about the band. I'm learning something about, the history, and it makes me love the band even more.
You connect through the items. That's right.
I can't stop.
Right. Yeah.
I can't stop. So I feel like it's going to continue in 2025, but I feel like the vinyl, like I said, I had vinyl fatigue. That might continue. But what about you guys? Do you think that in 2025, 2024, you both saw a dip? Is 2025 it? Like, okay, I've saved back up from the end of the road tour. I'm going to continue to collect. How do you guys feel? Or is it too early in the year to tell? Pasquale, let's start with you.
I think I'm going to continue doing what I'm doing now. I'm not going to buy much merch and continue with the vinyl. Claire and I often talk about, collector's fatigue. What the heck is that anyway? I mean, there's no such thing. It's like I keep saying I'm going to slow down, but in fact, I won't slow down. I just prolong the inevitable. I might not buy everything this week, but this month I will have bought everything I want to buy that week anyway. And it just makes me feel like, I didn't spend that much money. I didn't buy a lot because I spread it out. But if I were to calculate everything after that month, I spent a hell of a lot of money,
Yeah.
But I'll be talking about this later. But again, since the end of the road, it's about the music now. It's not about collecting the merch. And how will the legacy of Kiss continue? It's going to be through their music. And this is why I'm really getting heavy into the bootlegs, because I want to listen to those concerts that I haven't been to. I want to listen to those shows from the 70s, from the 80s, especially from the 70s and the 80s. Right now, I'm really focusing on the Creatures tour, 83. And I listened to one bootleg. It was fantastic. It's called Saints in Toronto. Amazing. And I just sit back, I close the lights, and it's like I was there, And that's what I want. I want to go back in time and experience the band as they progressed in their 50 years. I want to time travel through their music. So this is why I'm thinking about this right now as we're talking. This is why vinyls are so important to me right now, because for me, it's a way of time traveling across the Kiss universe.
Yeah.
And that's why this isn't collecting. This is reminiscing. This is experience their music all over again.
Yeah. No, I totally agree. I feel like a very similar way because, again, because I wasn't around for so much of the band's history, it's like when I collect merch or I listen, collect records or bootlegs, it's like you're getting to like dive into a chapter in history and dive into a specific, era or a specific, a section and just absorb it all. And because I was right there at the halfway mark, it's like I've got all this, left in me to discover and to love and to enjoy. Collector's fatigue, it's like it lasts up until payday.
Exactly.
Collector's fatigue, it lasts up until payday, and then it's boom.
Then
I
gone.
did the bad thing of just for fun, just wanted to start actually keeping track of how much I spend. And I think Pasquale is right to not sit there and go looking for Kiss online and eBay, because that's what Xander does as a hobby. And that's why I end up at the end of every episode going, look what I've got to show, because I actively just go looking for it. And if you go looking for it, you're going to find some pretty crazy stuff. So, Claudio, what about you? Do you think you're going to see an increase in 2025, or are you just going to kind of lay back, chill, and
because one of my you're going to laugh at this, but one of my resolutions for 2025 was to really get into the bootleg thing. I was never that kind of guy, and I love vinyls, and I know that a bootleg, in vinyl format with good quality and stuff, you have to pay. It's a lot of money. So now I already have my buffer to start getting into that, because I really miss it. I miss the excitement of getting something in my hands. If it's a vinyl, much better, because I can listen to the vinyl as many times as I wish. And the same thing that Pask was saying, getting here with a good drink, and turn the lights down and listen to that. And I really miss getting those details in songs and things that I never listened before. That's what I missed from these guys. I think we went through all the official stuff. We listened to every song that's been released, but those shows, that something unique. That's what I love. So yeah, I'm ramping up 2025 basically on vinyls, bootlegs, and hopefully, if they start releasing box sets as we all wish, I'm into that. I love that. That's what I'm expecting. Big time. Sometimes the price it's too high, but for that. To me, there's no reference price. I'll pay whatever, So if there's something, let's say they come up with something unique for the debut album, or for the Alive album, or for some 50th anniversary, I would go for it. And I was thinking, Xander, when you were saying that you check Kiss Online and sometimes you pass, because it's the same old on vinyls. What I don't get is that Kiss being such a commercial and marketing machine, even if they put a couple of songs, a couple of demos in the same vinyl, it would sell like hot bread,
Oh my gosh, yeah.
I don't get so something similar to what they did with Destroyer Resurrected, or that version from Love Gun that had a couple of demos there. Why not?
Wow.
That I don't get it. But anyways, so yeah, that's long story short. 2025, there's already a buffer there in my finance to go into the bootlegging thing. And you Pask, are laughing because I love the way how you convinced us and all Kiss fans that it's not a kind of spending money. It's enriching your life and how you. That's it. There you go. So you're a good salesman, man. I love it.
You would be a really good salesman. That's a good point. Yeah, I feel like for me personally, I mean, I'm definitely going to continue to collect, but something I've been putting a little bit more focus on recently is displaying, like how I display my items, because I've never been really that good at properly displaying. I used to hang my drum heads on the wall with a tack, and I used to lay my tour books flat because I just didn't have anything. So in 2024 and now in 2025, I've been really focusing on finding different ways and better ways to display my Kiss stuff. I just got a little tiny magazine rack for my tour books so that they can actually stand up, and I've been getting sleeves for them. And then before, like I said, I was listening to that record, Kiss Icons, before this. The reason why is because I was building this table that I bought. I wasn't building, I was putting it together, that I bought for my Kiss pinball machine and a little Kiss lamp that I have for a nice little display in my corner. And so I thought, I could sit here and spend, continue spending money on actual stuff, but I want to make it look cool, look good, and sit here and have fun in my Kiss room. Because I feel like ever since I started the podcast, I like to keep my Kiss room as clean and nice as possible. But now I turn it into a film studio, a podcast studio, and it's got cameras and cords and lights everywhere and microphones, and I can never seem to keep it straight. But I'm going to try and make an effort to display things better, keep it nice, and I'm going to add in a little question here. I didn't actually think about this until a little bit ago, but we always talk about buying. Does selling interest you guys at all? No.
You go first, Pask.
No. I tried that. I sold a couple of items and I regretted it instantly. And then I tried to get back what I sold and I ended up paying more. It's the same old pattern. When I was a kid, I had a lot of 70s stuff and I got rid of it. And that's how I started collecting. I tried to get back everything I sold in the 70s and I didn't stop. And then I was getting into financial straits. I thought, okay, I got to get rid of some of this stuff to pay my bills. I got rid of a few things and going, oh my God, what did I do? And I tried getting it back again and paid almost double for each of those items that I sold. That's crazy. So no, this collection, as hokey as this sounds, it's a part of who I am. It's all around me every day. It's my memories of my experiences. Mm-hmm. And I mentioned this before. My goal, I'm putting this in my will. I want to sell my collection when I pass to a dealer and donate every single penny to a children's charity or children's hospital. My final act is to help the kids. And that's what my collection is going to go towards.
That's awesome.
Super
That's
cool.
very honorable. Claudio, what about you? Have you ever had any history with selling or what?
No, not at all. Not at all. The only time that I got rid of some stuff and I completely regret it was when I moved from Argentina to Canada. So of course I didn't have a huge collection, but I had some stuff, and it was time to do the calculation of putting things into a container and blah blah blah. So it didn't make sense. So I got rid of some stuff. Now I'm trying to get it back. Some of the vinyls I already got them, and we're going to talk about this later. But no. I was never interested in kind of selling my stuff because to me there's no monetary value of the items that I have. Okay, even if I had to catalog stuff and put a price tag to it, it to me. I don't want to sound kind of too emotional here, but it's memories, it's life, It's every single piece of what I have here. It means something to me, And I don't know what I'm going to do. Maybe in 5, 6, 10 years, maybe I'm going to eat my words. But for the time being, I'm not considering at all, selling stuff. No.
That's cool. The reason why I ask is because the more we talk, the more I realize that we're not buying for money. We're not buying because we see dollar signs. We're not buying to flip and resell. No. We buy because we love the band. We love the members. We love the music. We have history with the band. We have experiences with the band. And yeah, so I just kind of want to put that out there. Now, me personally, the older I get, the more I want to become a dealer or sell or set up my own KISS pop-up store or like get a bunch of collectors together and rent a space and collect and just start selling not because I want to get rid of it but because I hope that there's somebody else like me out there the way I was in 7th grade, 8th grade, 9th grade, 10th grade as a young KISS fan starting out young and hungry. I want to pass that along, and I just hope that there's and just be a part of the next generation of KISS collectors and helping them to, come up. But I say that, and I have similar stories as you guys, where last year I sold Jeb my copy of You Wanted the Best, You Got the Best, and then used that money to buy something else. And while it was cool, I sat thinking, man, I really wish I had my copy of You Wanted the Best, You Got the Best. Yeah. And now if I want to go buy it, I'm going to be paying actually more than what I probably paid the first time. So I'm like, well, is it worth it to sell? I don't know. But I think at some point I would like to have a hand in setting up that next generation. But I have been finding myself in the last couple of years starting to use my KISS stuff more, as opposed to, like we said earlier, buying it, putting it on a shelf, letting it sit and collect dust. When it comes to certain things now, like lounge pants and wallets, I mentioned that on my show almost all the time. Yeah. Those are things that I use. We use KISS coasters. I use the KISS knife to open up KISS products. That's a foreshadowing. But so I feel like it's nice to actually use the stuff. What I mean?
And when you were mentioning before that you're displaying your stuff more, that's actually really, really important, man, because, things come alive when you touch them, when you kind of think of, you put up a project and say, okay, this is how I'm going to display it. I'm going to frame this. I'm going to put it here, there. Things come alive. But when they collect dust, it's sometimes you don't even remember that you have that stuff, so you don't have the item. So it's entertaining. I think it brings good vibes, when you play with stuff, you put it somewhere, you think of, it could be nice to have all the magazines, all the tour books there, blah, blah, blah. It makes you, it's fun. It's fun.
The problem is that you start buying so much stuff, you don't have any room to display it anymore.
Oh yeah. So Pasquale, he can talk about that. Yeah. Oh man, my goodness.
I have an entranceway because my condo's on the 3rd floor and my entranceway is on the 2nd floor. So there's steps going up to a landing, high ceilings, and then steps going up to my condo. My collection started in the Kiss room, and now it's expanded and exploded into the rest of the condo. But there's no room to walk in that room anymore. It's basically a storage area now.
Storage unit.
Yeah. So I emptied out my my entranceway, and I'm gonna start making I'm gonna have a little Kiss display there. So I'm gonna have a couple of glass shelves, put some stuff, all 70s posters. I'm gonna have lights. It's gonna be cool. So the first thing people come into my place, they're gonna see 70s Kiss.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to put more stuff in the living room, more stuff in the hall. It's going to be freaking everywhere. I want to see it. I want to see it. I want to be immersed in it.
So is that your 2025 project, man, to get that going and to get the full Kiss? That's awesome, man.
Absolutely. And again, I don't need to buy because in a sense, I'm rediscovering my collection again. Like Claudio said,
right.
Half the stuff I've never seen. Yeah. It's like, oh my God, I have this. Let's put this. Oh, this is so cool. So it's like I'm buying all over again.
Yeah, no, I totally get that. That's what I'm doing too. Is like I want to display it and I want to find new ways to make it look cool and just find new ways to enjoy my Kiss merch. Exactly. But of course, at a certain point we have to ask, as Kiss collectors, we know that money is involved and certain things do cost more than others. But I want to know, do you guys think that as the years go on, are we going to see Kiss prices for Kiss merchandise maintain these, like the 70s items or you freaking trash cans for $600? It's like, holy crap. You know what I mean? Do you think we're going to still see that stuff maintain in price or increase in price? Or do you think that there's going to come a day very soon or later where these prices just bottom out and Kiss stuff is worth, like everything that you're seeing on screen here, just worthless? What do you guys think? Honestly, I mean, Claudio, let's start with you.
I think that the 70s stuff, O'Coin and all that will keep up. I think it will maintain, if not go higher. Now that the band is not touring anymore, it becomes, even more, it becomes tougher to get that kind of stuff. However, all those other commercial and heavily, readily available items, I think they're going to go down in price. Something that is not so unique, something that it doesn't have so much connection with the history of the band, I think those prices will go down drastically because nobody will be buying those. Or even I think that we're going to see a decrease in the amount of products that we're going to see in the future for what we call commercial. Now, for the other holy grail kind of items, 70s and all that, what we see in the auctions, I think the numbers will skyrocket.
Okay, for sure. Makes sense. Pasquale, what about you?
I think it's really important, for example, for Pophouse to continue bringing out merchandise to keep Kiss fans interested and excited. Because I believe that it's that excitement that keeps us connected to buying and our merchandise. If we're not excited anymore, we forget. I'm sorry, but Kiss isn't the Beatles. They're not Elvis. If we don't have a reason to be excited, we're not going to be excited. We're not going to buy the merch. We're going to forget what we have. We won't care about what we have. And as a matter of fact, we're starting to see that now. More and more fans are selling off their collections. Not just a few things here and there, but their collections. And now, in a few years from now, right now, I think the prices are going to be pretty much stable. In other words, high. especially like Claudio was saying, the 70s stuff. But I think in a few years from now, depending on what Pophouse does, if that excitement isn't there, more and more fans are going to sell off their collection. And I think the buyers are going to have more bargaining power over the merch because there's going to be so much out there. Prices are based on scarcity. And if everybody starts to sell off their collection, there's going to be tons of garbage cans to choose from. It's a matter of who's the lowest price. You want to buy from you? Give me the price that he offered me. I think that's going to happen eventually. And maybe in a not too distant future, depending on what Pophouse does. They need to keep Kiss fans interested and excited, or I do believe the prices will go down.
I think you make a good point with the Pophouse argument. It's up to them because since they own the logo, the trademarks, you know, they're the ones that they're going to be feeding the machine. I guess them and Universal with a little bit of Epic Rights in there and Live Nation or whatever. But yeah, it's up to these corporations these companies to feed us fans. And so I'm interested to see, and again, that's why I'm asking you guys, because I don't even know how to answer that, because I feel like when I became a Kiss fan in the late 90s, there was all that, let me see if you guys can, you know, those figures there that are, you can get a full set for like, you know, $40, that's $10 a pop.
Right.
You know, that's nothing, right? And then you have something like, I can't even think of what it is, but then I see some of the Spencer's crap that actually ends up going for like $100, $75, $100. The stuff that I would have wanted as a kid back then that I'm trying to get as an adult now, but now I'm finding out that those things are now also increasing in price. And so it's like this thing where it's like you have half of the stuff which is just, you know, mass produced, worthless, and then this other stuff that, whether or not, again, we'll find out in a few years when everybody starts selling everything off in mass. But it's like, how much of this stuff is out here and how much does this stuff really cost? And I'm finding out that a lot of stuff that has come out in my generation is starting to retain or gain in value, with the biggest example being those pop figures from 2011 that when Jeb bought them, he bought them from kissmuseum.com. They were $12 a piece. If you bought all four, they were 10, so 40 a set. And now you go online and they're like $80 a piece. Yeah. And it's like that's and those pop, I mean, it's not just Kiss, it's the pop figures themselves, but the Kiss pop figures themselves go for a lot. And it's like, geez. So you got Sonic Boom on vinyl, which that continues to you know, kind of skyrocket in price. And so I'm wondering, I really am, as a young collector who, as you know, right now in 2025, I'm going to be collecting for the foreseeable future. I'm interested to see what happens with the prices, and I'm not sure whether I'm not sure if I want them to go up or go down, because if they go up, that means it's worth something, it's valuable. But if it goes down, I get my hands on it a lot quicker. So I feel like at the end of the day, again, I mean, we're not going to ever know the answer, and that's why I'm asking this question. I want to know what the Kiss fans in the audience think. But it's going to be interesting to see, now that Kiss is not a touring band, now that Kiss has been absorbed by a larger conglomerate, what's going to be the future of Kiss podcasting? And this is going to perfectly segue into a question that Pasquale brought to the table. He brought this to the table in the group chat, and I wanted to ask everybody here as well. And that is, if Pophouse came to us and surveyed us and said, what do you Kiss collectors want to see as far as Kiss merch goes, what would that be? And I thought that this would be kind of a fun topic to bring up. So thank you, Pasquale, for asking. And I'm going to go ahead and kick it off to you. Is your question? So Pophouse comes to you and says, hey, Pask, great show. Love Kiss Army Nation. We want your input on the next Kiss line merch. What's that going to be? What do you want?
I thought about this. It's simple. Again, it's about the music. They need to focus on the music. They can't focus on merchandising, because merchandising is nothing but a flash in the pants. You get it. It's cool. Okay, what's next? They will not be able to keep up with the what's next all the time. We're going to have collector's fatigue. We're not going to care. It won't matter. It's too much. It'll become like Spencer's all over again. And it'll become just cheap novelties. We don't want that. And it's about the music. Now that Kiss has reached the end of the road, fans are looking back. And this is what Pophouse needs to do, is to take us on that journey back. And oh my God, the stuff they can do with that. First of all, look what's happening with the bootlegs. People are spending hundreds of dollars on these bootlegs, even if the quality is not great. But the packaging, there's posters, there's stuff in there. Everybody's buying them. Why can't Pophouse? Why didn't Kiss capitalize on that? They need to do this, right? There's so many shows that have been recorded that we haven't heard. They've never seen the light of day. They need to see the light of day. So take us on a journey back to the beginning. Take us through the journey of Kiss in 50 years and the stuff they could release, box sets, concert records, everything. But you know what? More than that, it's nostalgic, right? Kiss is a nostalgia band, and we are very nostalgic as fans. Release some music on cassette, on records, on 8-tracks. It'll bring back memories of when I bought my first Kiss 8-track or my first cassette. You know, people I think are gonna go crazy for things like that. You know, so yeah, I think they should release and audio and video content. Definitely video content. I don't understand how Paul on the Kiss crew said that. Oh, there's no interest in the visuals. Are you kidding me? Kiss is a visual band. Why don't they release video box sets of their concerts, of interviews, you know? And we said it in the previous episode. Take us back in time from now to the very beginning. Take us on that journey through their music, through their visual experience. And I think that's what Kiss fans want. But I think that's what the diehards are going to want. I don't know about young fans and how to keep the young fans clamoring for Kiss. Because, you know, I work with students. I'm a high school teacher, and kids, it's like, it's interesting for now, but then they move on to the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. And I believe that when the avatars come out, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be huge. There's going to be a blitz of merchandise around it. But then people are going to move on like that. What's next? How do you top the avatars? We're not going to wait for another 3 years for a major project. It's gotta be the music. Now, having said that, Pophouse also needs to talk to you, Xander, the young fans, because I'm not going to be around in 20 years. You will be. Where is Kiss going to be in 20 years from now? Where is Kiss going to go 20 years from now? I heard that they talked to several fans that I know. I haven't heard that much, but there's so many more people they can talk to get a more diverse perspective on what Kiss fans want.
That was a perfect answer. Thank you so much for that. I agree with a lot with what you said. I'm going to come back to me as soon as we get to Claudio. So Claudio, if Pophouse came to you and was asking you what you wanted to see as far as merch goes, what would your reply be?
Well, pretty much as what Pask was saying before. You know, I wouldn't say it's a copy paste, but almost. I would love to see box sets coming out. I would love to see more of the soundboard series coming out, and with so many tools nowadays, you know, whether you call it AI or you call it video enhancement, why not having concerts in great quality bundled with vinyls for anniversaries? So every time we hit an anniversary, so you have a vinyl. And instead of giving me a hoodie or whatever, give me a video, okay? Give me and again, it doesn't have to be Blu-ray. There's so much stuff that can be done today. If they have, you know, the vault, as they say, if they open up the vault, there's so much stuff that we can enjoy, man. So we were going crazy with the San Loomis thing just by looking at maybe 30, 40 seconds. So can you imagine, man, it doesn't have to be a full concert if it doesn't exist, but give me 2, 3 songs, 4 songs, you know, and it doesn't have to be, again, sometimes, you know, there's a tendency of thinking that older Kiss fans, you know, we kind of favor the 70s. No. There's so much stuff that I haven't seen from the 80s. You know, Asylum Tour, you know, Animalize, you know, Mark St. John, or whatever, that those 2.5 shows that he played. Give us something. I know that we had this discussion before with Pask. I don't think Kiss is a band that is gonna hit, the stream, of massive consumers, buying everything. No. The Kiss has become a cult band. It's been a cult band for a long, long time. But those fans are the ones who have the money, because young kids, they will never pay $300, $400 for a box set. We will. Okay.
Yeah, right.
So if it's a business case, so then you should recognize who the target consumer is, and we are. So, and this is what we want. So if I had the chance to talk to Pophouse, this is what I would say. So give us, I can't believe Kiss for sure is the most visual band ever. How come we don't have huge of videos, man? A massive amount of videos. This is what we want, and box sets, and be respectful of the 50 years history of the band, and give us a little bit, something for each one of those eras or years. There's so much stuff that can be released, so much.
Yeah, I think it's crazy how they haven't done any more box sets or off the soundboard since the final run, since the Destroyer or the Creatures box set.
Creatures, yeah.
And then I think Poughkeepsie was the last soundboard that we got. It's amazing to me that they haven't done more, because you guys this whole time have talked about how, I don't collect merch. I collect vinyl. I want the music. I want the songs. And it's like they were giving us just that with those box sets.
Yeah.
And, it is a business. And so from their perspective, they need to figure out how to keep Kiss relevant and keep cash coming in for them, and figure out how to get our money. And it's just bewildering to me that they haven't done any more anything like that. And so to answer the question myself, if Pophouse were to come to me, I had to think long and hard. I was thinking this was going to be an easy question because, again, I'm such an active collector. It's like, oh, I want this, I want that. And I really struggled to think, what I wanted, because I've so far just been, like you guys said, there hasn't really been that much in 2024. So I've kind of been going back and, buying more vintage stuff, like 80s stuff and 90s stuff, and kind of focusing there. But the only thing I could think and come up with is video, just like you guys said.
Yeah.
When I think about my journey as a Kiss fan, the two of the most pivotal eras or moments for me being a Kiss fan was watching Kiss Extreme Close Up. That's what got me into being a fan. That's what introduced me to the entire history of Kiss. And then Kissology. When Kissology came out, I was in middle school. I was in 7th grade, 12 years old. My Kiss fandom was just ramping up. I was really becoming a part of the fandom at that point, and watching Kissology, all 3 volumes, all those discs, all those hours of music, helped marinate what I saw from Kiss Extreme Close Up. It was Extreme Close Up spread apart, and it was longer, and you got to really get a feel for how the band, rose to the top. They took the makeup off. They had all these member changes, and yet they're consistently kicking ass year after year. And it's like, I don't expect a Kissology Volume 4. I don't care about that. But this new End of the Road documentary, I'm clamoring for it. I want it. We need that. We needed that last year in 2024. I don't know what's taking so long. I don't care. But we need that documentary. We need more concert footage. We need more backstage, whatever. I mean, I feel like we got some pretty good stuff in that A&E documentary, but there's mountains more that could be put out. So I'm with you guys. I want to see more video.
Would you like to see a biopic?
A biopic? I don't really know. I don't really care. I think I would approach the biopic the same way I approached what was it, Solid Gold? Or the Spinning Gold. Yeah. Spinning Gold. Thank you. Spinning Gold. Yeah, I would approach the biopic the same way I approached Spinning Gold, which is, I'm glad it's happening. I will go see it. I will support it, knowing that it's not going to be perfect in every way, knowing that it could never be perfect in every way, shape, or form. Just going to leave it at that. I don't. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. It doesn't bother me. And the reason why is because the biopic is a fictitious reimagining of true events. Who's to say true? True by whose account? Gene and Paul's? Peter Nace's? Neil and Bill, they're not even here. So whose account are you going by? Probably Gene and Paul's. Who cares? The End of the Road documentary was filmed live, right? They were filming that backstage as it was happening night after night throughout, before, during, and after COVID. So before the Final 50, during the Final 50, that's what I want to see.
Yeah.
I feel like I said this on the show before. I'm going to say it again. I feel like Kiss fans were clamoring for some sort of emotional moment at that last New York show. And what we got was a Kiss concert at Madison Square Garden that segued into the new era, right? The Avatar shows.
Yeah.
So we didn't get that moment. And I feel like that footage that they have on that documentary, that's what the diehards want. When they did that New York show, that was for the world. That was for, everybody who was there. All the diehards had the takeover, and that was really cool and really great. I feel like that that documentary is what we're all waiting on, because when I watch that, then we're going to see them backstage hugging, talking, laughing, sweating, seeing people, hey, how are you? And, we're going to see our guys again. I want to see our guys again.
Yeah.
It's been over a year since we've seen them together, and I don't expect them to be, getting together anytime soon, but I want to see that footage of them getting together, preparing for shows, coming off stage, sweating, high-fiving, saying what a great show we did. And Gene in his little motorized cart, that little
yeah, that's right.
So much good stuff in that.
Some behind the scenes, some emotion, something, just make me
laugh, make me cry,
full circle, right?
Make me
exactly.
Feel something, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I know a lot of people weren't and still aren't that excited about the Avatars in the new era. To me, that was the most exciting part about that show, because it was new, it was different. It was unexpected, but I think all Kiss fans can really rally behind that documentary, and are going to get something out of that. So I'm looking forward to that. But as Kiss collectors, we've talked a lot about Kiss collecting this whole time. So I'm curious. Is there anything you guys are still after, as far as like Holy Grail items, Claudio? Is there that one item, that other item that you just at this point still haven't been able to find? But
I would love to put my hands to the early stuff, for instance, the first press kit, or some of the costumes that they wore on the Harder Than Hell tour, so kind of John Five's collection, that kind of stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so but that's almost a dream, and I mentioned in our previous episode, I'm still looking for that Japanese vinyl set, that it comes everything inside, and that's pretty much it. And I'm Pask, I'm sure that he's going to mention that, but another highly desired item is the pinball machine. That too. That's
the original.
That could be something. Yeah,
for sure. Okay, so you're wanting the good stuff, the big stuff. So by December 2025, you should have a mannequin of Ace's Harder Than Hell outfit.
There you go.
Right.
Hopefully.
From Winterland 75, 50 years
there
later.
You go. I loved it, man. I would love that. Man.
Pasquale, what about you? I'm telling it's going to be vinyl, but I can't wait to hear what you say, man. What are you looking for still at this point?
Oh, no. For years now, it's been the Kiss pinball machine. Now, okay. I told this story on our Christmas special. I'll tell it again if you don't mind, but there's also a follow-up. So I've been searching for this pinball machine for years now, right? In 2011, I had bought tickets to the first Kiss cruise, and that cost me a pretty penny. And then I see the Kiss pinball machine for sale in Montreal, and it was about 2009, something like that. The cost. I go, yes, I'm gonna get it. I don't care. I'm gonna get it. So I was talking with the dealer, trying to say, okay, listen, I'm gonna buy it, but can I pay you in installments? I've got the Kiss cruise coming. No, right away. Okay, I'll do it. But as we're discussing, I was having trouble reaching him. I was like, what's going on? Has he actually found this thing or not? And when I found out later that he was actually talking with somebody else and negotiating price. And then he comes to me. He goes, "Hey, listen, if you want the pinball machine, it's this price now. Like it was like 3,300." I go, "No. You said 2009. It'll be 2000. No. Okay, I'll do it. Again, I said I'll take it. I'm trying to reach him, and I can't. Next thing I know, it's gone. It's like, what? You sold it to somebody else?" Flash forward a few years later, I'm throwing a KISS party at a local brasserie or bar. And I'm talking to fans. I'm talking to one particular person. And he goes, "Yeah, I bought this pinball machine." It's like, you got it from. It was me. I'm the guy. He goes, "Oh, I'm so sorry.
That is so funny.
It's not over. Flash forward to today, present time. Our friend Craig works at Canada Post. And he's talking to somebody who works there. And they're talking KISS. And this guy goes, Do you know a guy called Pasquale Veri?" He goes, "Yeah, of course." And they start talking about me. And Craig says that I've been looking for this pinball machine. He goes, "Oh my God, I'm the guy that bought it."
No.
Small world.
I wish I was joking, but it's true.
Wow.
That guy that took my pinball machine in 2011, who was at my party, now works at Canada Post with Craig. I mean, talk about spreading salt on the wound, man.
Is it going to be a guest on the show now?
I'm working on that.
That's a good one.
That is great. Oh, man, that is fantastic. See, now this is why I like being a young fan, because I got the 2011 little tabletop pinball machine that only cost like a couple $100 at most. You know what I mean? So I got to save a little bit of money on that. But what's funny is, speaking of pinball machines, so Daphne had a day off recently, and while I was at work, she went and saw a movie by herself, and she went to a local, not so local, but just a theater about half hour away. And inside the movie, they just opened, so it's still kind of brand new, very basic, not much decoration. But in the corner of this movie theater is a 2015 Stern KISS pinball machine.
No,
just sitting by itself. And she called me and goes, "Did you know that there is a KISS pinball machine at this local movie theater?" I said, "No, had no idea." Wow. So I've been trying to find, and maybe it'll be this weekend, I'm trying to find a reason to go to. I might have to watch a movie. They might have to make me pay to be to pay. But I want to go and I want to play a real full game of KISS pinball. Have you guys ever played a KISS pinball machine before?
I played the original and the newer version. I played
both.
The original at Andy Moyen's place. I didn't want to, because it's like the Holy Grail. He forced me to. I go, "Okay, I'll play it," And they also have they have an arcade at Lake George, and I played it there.
Yeah.
The original?
No, the 2015.
Oh, the new one. Okay,
yeah,
for sure.
The new
cool.
one. But one more thing. A few years ago, I was driving downtown Montreal to pick up my girlfriend, and as I'm driving, I get to a stop, and I look over at a cafe. There's a KISS pinball machine.
Yeah,
right
there's
there,
one.
The original.
Yeah.
The original. I call my girlfriend. "I'm going to be late." I find parking. I go in. I go, "I want that pinball machine. I'm a KISS fan. Check out my tattoo. How much is it?" Hey, the guy wanted $12,000.
Yeah, that's
he doubled the price.
Yeah,
he doubled the price because he didn't want to sell it. Oh man,
no.
That's the one on the cafe on Notre Dame, eh?
That's right.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
That's cool though.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. Claudio, have you played the KISS pinball machine?
Yes, I did. Yeah, I had the chance to play it. Yeah, it's that's why it's one of my most desired items. But it's hard to get, man. It's really expensive. So we'll see.
I saw both the original and the new one at the KISS World Las Vegas exhibit where Gene's collection was. That was super awesome. But I have yet to actually play a full KISS pinball. Now, as far as me, did we get to everybody? As far as what you guys were looking for, as far as Holy Grails? Okay, so mine's kind of odd, but there's a kind of a story behind it. Not really a story, but a reason. So I want the Hottest Show on Earth tour book. And for the longest time, I never even knew there was a tour book for the Hottest Show on Earth. I don't know how I missed it, because I saw the show in Indiana. I got the little flash drive that you can buy, all that fun stuff. So, but I never knew that that was a thing, the tour book. So I don't know if it was maybe a couple years ago when I found out, like a decade later, I was like, oh, there was a tour book for that tour. And yeah, of course, it's like $175, which maybe for a vintage tour book, but I don't really have that for a 2010 tour book yet. So maybe 2025 will be the year, but I'm looking for a how to show on their tour book. That's what I'm looking for. Nothing too crazy. But now I want to get to this. So we've been talking about Kiss collecting this whole time. So I want to know, do you guys have anything new to show? Do you guys have any more any recent additions to your collection that you like to show? We're moving in now to the Collector's Corner. This is where we always, show new additions to the collection. So let's kick us off with Pasquale. Looked like he had something to show. So let's kick it off with you, bud.
Okay. So here's what I was talking about before, right? Collector's fatigue. I'm not going to buy as much. And I collected some stuff that I bought recently. Go, oh my God, look how much money I spent on all this stuff. It's crazy, right? And besides the stuff I'm going to show, I bought an Ace Frehley Greatest Hits record that's available on Amazon, and there's also a 7-inch record called Kiss Rocks Nights or something. It's a 7-inch vinyl. I don't know what it's about. It's pre-ordered on Amazon, so that's coming. I also ordered. I've been listening to the Paul Stanley solo album. I looked through my collection. I don't have the 2014 versions of the solo albums. I bought all four. So those are coming. Plus, I ordered another bootleg. It's called Silver Bandits. It's a 2-record set. May 31st, Long Beach, 1974.
Oh, okay. Wait. So yeah.
Can't wait to get that. So, and this is the stuff I'm waiting for. So here's the stuff that I got. The Kiss in Japan newsletter from Alain. And I buy his stuff all the time. He releases stuff, books, newsletters. I buy it religiously. So in terms of merch, that's it. I got the Gene Simmons A-Hole record.
Oh, the vinyl. Okay.
And this is from Brian McKenna.
That's a bootleg, I'm assuming, right?
Yeah, it's a bootleg.
Yeah.
I got the Reggae Kiss Alive record.
Oh, nice. Yes.
Check out
I
the
love
back.
that.
Check out the back.
That looks so
no.
It's like Kiss Alive.
Kiss Alive. Again, not open yet, but I'm going to open it. Another bootleg. This is on tour August 23rd, 1975 in Hempstead.
Nice.
Oh, look at that cover.
Yeah.
My God.
Yeah, it's a beauty. It's a beauty. And like we talked about earlier, I got the Hotter Than Hell 50th anniversary.
Okay, for sure.
I got that. And I got the 35th anniversary of Hot in the Shade.
Hot in the Shade.
Yeah.
Yep. So you're about that vinyl, bud. That's awesome.
Oh, yeah.
That's awesome, dude. Claudio, you have something to show?
Yeah. So that's why this is now full circle. That's why I was listening to The Elder. I got back in my hands something that I had sold when I came to Canada. And this is, The Elder, but from Argentina. Yeah, so it says Los Mayores, and you're not gonna be able to see this because it's too small, but the order of the songs. Let me see.
What's the order?
It's completely
what is the
different.
order?
It starts with The Oath, then it goes to Just a Boy, Dark Light, Only You, Under the Rose. Yeah. Then it goes War Without Heroes, Mr. Blackwell, Escape from the Island, Odyssey, and I.
So
where's Fanfare? Is Fanfare there at all?
Fanfare, it's second. Yeah, sorry, I missed that. Yeah.
Oh, okay,
Fanfare.
okay.
Yeah.
Got you. Okay, for sure.
Yeah.
That is okay for sure. Right on. That is.
Then I received this one not so long ago. This is Dynasty, but Dynastia, and this is called the Red Eye, because it's a kind of a misprint, and you can see that Gene's eyes and all of that, and Paul's face is kind of reddish, So this is again from Argentina, on a flea market here in Canada. I got this guy for $25. I couldn't believe it. This is a beauty.
Wow. Does it come with everything in it?
Everything is in. Yeah, everything.
Oh,
everything.
wow.
Dang,
Yeah,
I paid more for that.
I couldn't believe it, man, when it was everything. So then this guy that you know, this from Martin Popov. And
Absolutely.
then just going to go quick. Some, I love kind of visual stuff. So some tins. This is, really nice. From this guy, that too.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
This is lovely. And this one that I really love. This is a
Mm.
beauty. So yeah, this is what I've been getting lately. So because I'm getting into cooking now, I got my rock and roll over apron. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna be wearing that.
I have one that says "Kiss the Cook" on it with Jimmy's face and the tongue. But I've never seen the rock and roll over one though. That one's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
That's awesome. Wow. Well, for the first time ever, I've been outmatched on my own show. I'm usually the one that's showing slinging. I actually only have 2 items today to show, and they're very, very small. So you guys win. You guys take the cake. That was some good stuff. So I'm gonna show this, and it's actually I got a story with it. So I'll just tell you what it is first. This is a KISS ticket from November 28th, 92. In Indianapolis. This is one of the shows that they recorded for Kiss Alive 3 in 2024. I went on a big Indiana, Kiss Indiana kick, posters, tickets, anything I could find from Indiana. I bought it. But there's a story with this because I bought this on November 28th. So I don't know what the actual year is. Maybe 22 years to the day after.
Oh, wow.
32 years, excuse me. 32 years to the day. I bought this ticket, and I noticed that it was coming up on Christmas, and I still hadn't received the package yet. So I started looking, trying to track the package, and it got stuck like in New York, and there were no updates. And again, this is Thanksgiving, Christmas time, so obviously high volume with shipping. I get that. So I noticed that there had been a research case that was opened. And I don't know if you guys have ever had this happen to you. I have not. This is a first. So for any collectors out there, maybe this will teach you something. You can learn something. But so the seller had opened up a research case because they realized also that the package had not been delivered. And they had called the last known location of the item and talked to the postmaster, who said basically it was lost. Package is lost. Sucks to be you. But I didn't know that yet. So I'm still figuring out like what's the deal here. So I went to my local post office and was like, hey, I noticed that this package hasn't been received. Obviously, it's not your guys' fault, but I was wondering, is there anything you can do to help me? So they called, and that's when I figured it out that, they had tried to already figure it out themselves. And she came back and said, basically, there's nothing we can do. It's out of the seller's hands. It's out of our hands. It never made it here. We don't know where it's at. And I could tell that she really was hoping that I wasn't one of those people that gets really, and this is where your character comes into play, because I'm sure anybody else probably would have wanted to rip her head off and, make it her problem. But I was like, well, that sucks, but I guess I'm just going to have to eat it. Stuff isn't everything. I will live. I'll get over it. It did make me upset, but I wasn't going to take it out on her. So I just kind of said, all right, fine. She did what she could, went home. Well, here recently, this showed up finally. And wow. There's no story as to what happened. I'm assuming because it's so small, it was in a very, small package. It probably fell behind a seat somewhere on the truck, or was, underneath something that got squished. Who knows?
Who knows? Right. Yeah.
But if you love something, set it free. And if it's meant to be, it'll come back. So it was meant to be. Here it is, the KISS ticket that was from the show that was recorded for Kiss Alive 3. So I'm going to add this to my Kiss Indiana ticket. So collectors, it sucks. But at the end of the day, it's just, now I guess if this were like something, maybe if it was like the first ever Kiss tour book from the Destroyer tour, or something like that, I'd be a little more angry. But
no, but still, it's meaningful. Whatever it is, it's meaningful. So did you go back to your local post office and let her know that you got it?
You know what? I did not. Maybe I should. Maybe I should,
I don't know,
because she
just
sees
to-
me in there a lot, because I'm constantly sending out Kiss stuff to the Patreon subscribers.
Yeah,
I'm
why
sending
not?
out stuff to all of our friends and stuff like that. So
It's a good story.
She sees me a lot. So I may say, hey, by the way, you were in here, or I was here that one time. Well, guess what? It
I got
finally
it.
did show up.
Yeah.
So that was one item I wanted to show. I'm going to go ahead and quickly open up the second one here. This second package is, I think, overkill. This is a really big package for such a small item, but it also falls in the vintage category. So I'm usually the guy showing the
la
new
la, I'm
stuff.
getting.
But yeah, we got a Kiss ticket there for 92. This is the Obi strip for the Destroyer 1980 Japanese version.
Nice.
So somebody from our friends from church, believe it or not, our friends from church one day said, hey, I know you're a huge Kiss fan. I got something for you in the car. I'll get with you after service. I said, okay, fine, great. They said, hold on, don't leave. And they went and brought back Destroyer Japanese copy on vinyl. And they said, you know, we went on like our anniversary or a honeymoon or whatever back in 1980 and bought this in Japan, brought it home with us. We've kept it forever. We want you to have it. And I thought, wow, that's very, very cool. Very, very nice. And so just kept it, kept it in my collection. And now on Facebook and Instagram, I'm doing my Japanese collection series for Kiss Merch of the Year. And I posted that, I think was the very first thing I posted. And I was kind of thinking, you know what? This doesn't have an Obi. I'm assuming they got rid of the Obi or whatever. You know, they weren't thinking about it. But I thought, I wonder if somebody's selling the Obi on eBay.
There you go.
Sure enough. Somebody said, here's the Japanese 1980 Obi strip. And so I thought,
the beauty.
Whatever, you know. So
bingo.
Why not, right? So yeah, those are the two latest additions to my collection. But guys, this has been fantastic. Just sitting here with you guys talking about Kiss stuff. I knew it was going to be a great conversation. So is there anything else you guys want to say as we're starting to wrap up here?
My issue with doing shows like this is that it makes me want to buy more. That's all I have to say.
I totally agree. And I feel guilty sometimes because people will reach out to me and say, Xander, I saw you show this on the show. I went and bought one. Yeah. And I'm thinking, oh man, I'm starting to, people don't take after me because you might end up. No, I'm just kidding. It's fine. It's whatever. But yeah, this is so much fun. Claudio, do you have anything to say as we're wrapping up?
No, just man, it was a fantastic, man. I think we were supposed to be here for an hour. It's already 90 minutes, and we could keep going. This is beauty, man. It's all good laughs and good stories. Great time, man, to spend with you guys. So it was fantastic. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you guys so much. This has been great. And I hope that everybody in the audience that's been listening and watching is following along, because we're going to see, Kiss collecting evolve as the years go on. And we're in an interesting time right now. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens with the future of Kiss collecting. So thank you, gentlemen, for joining me. And to everybody out there watching, please go like the Kiss Army Nation podcast on Facebook. You can join the Kiss Army Nation group on Facebook as well. Follow them on Instagram, subscribe to their channel. Every single episode is great because they're bringing Kiss fans from all over the world onto their show to share their stories, their memories, their experiences, their collections, and they're just continuing the Kiss fun in a way that no other Kiss podcast is. So please check out the Kiss Army Nation podcast. And gentlemen, thank you so much for joining me. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. I've got a lot to clean up here. I know you guys do too. We've been showing stuff. So let's go ahead and wrap this up. But anyway, thank you to every single person who's watching this show. And we will see you in the next episode, episode 129. This is episode 128. So we'll see you guys then. Until next time, my name is Xander. That's Pasquale. That's Claudio. You're the Kiss Army. Peace out. Rock on.